I'm so grateful this morning for Donald Brown and Chris Parsons and for all this amazing music. It is wonderful to have them be in this chapel and to be with us today. I would think it's fair to say that music has been at the heart of their life and their relationship forever, and it shows. I am so thankful that they said yes today. I was sitting here thinking, though, was it 2 years ago that we were set to do this? We were set to do this 2 years ago, and then some people got COVID. And Don and Chris were not able to be here that day, so you can imagine how it feels for a minister to walk in and go, oh, the music. But a wonderful person was helping us that day, Grace Sheldon Williams, who she has been a music teacher forever, and she plays the piano, just it's not her greatest gift. So she and I made it through that service, but we're so glad that we had this opportunity to come back and have them share with us again. Well, Christmastide, it is my favorite time of the year, and you may wonder why, but it's because Christmas Eve is over. Today, we only have a small staff because on Christmas Eve, we do 3 services, 5, 8, and 11. We are here for the entire time, and this year I got home at 2 a.m., which was good. That was early. But it was fabulous, those services, and to see all the people who came and how affected they were by that time in our sanctuary, in our cathedral. But once Christmastide comes, I get a chance to reflect on everything that has led up to that, and to reflect once again on this story. And because I got to put the things in for this service, we did hear again today about the shepherds and the angels, because it is my very favorite part of the story. Especially the shepherds. I do so adore the shepherds. I think they have so much to teach us about life, about what's important, about what it is that we can glean from magical, mysterious, life-changing experiences. Can you even begin to think about what it would be like to be at your job, in their case, at their job as shepherds in a field with a bunch of sheep, and to suddenly have something like a heavens full of angels come and bring you news that you'd been waiting for. News that was going to change you and change the world. Some people talk differently about shepherds. They have an idea of who they were. One year, many years ago at my church in Missouri, I talked about the shepherds, and on the way out, a woman said to me, your scholarship is really poor, in the line as she was shaking my hand. And I said, oh, thank you. And she said, shepherds were not poor people. You couldn't have all those sheep and be poor. And I said, okay, I will look into that. So, of course, I did know that if you owned the sheep, you were probably not poor. So historians differ on this. They were wealthy people that had all those sheep. Or they were very poor people who were the ones that took care of the sheep for the wealthy people. Both of those things may be true. I tend to believe that they were the ones that were just in charge of the sheep that night. And when they saw what happened, they decided to leave those sheep behind, although I always have thought somebody had to stay behind, right? I wouldn't have wanted to be that person. But somebody had to stay behind to help watch the sheep and keep them there. But they got up and went to see what they had been told, to see if it was true. I think they really believed it was true, thankfully. I, on the other hand, if I had been a shepherd, just being who I am, I would have needed to go home and take a shower and change my clothes because they had to be filthy. But they didn't worry about any of those things. They just got up and went to see that which was told to them. How many times in your life have you waited to do something about good news? Have you thought, oh, nobody will probably believe me? Or, well, it does sound like a good idea, but I'm really busy right now. Or, I can do it later. I won't do it tonight, it's late, but I'll do it later. None of those things occurred to them, perhaps, or maybe they all occurred to them, and they decided to go anyway. In Christmastide, when it is calmer and quieter, we have an opportunity to listen for the holy in our lives, to listen for the holy in the world. The world right now is incredibly noisy, with so much happening. And so we have to leave and go away and leave the world behind a little bit to be able to listen for that which is calling to us. We might be surprised by what that is. I've thought this week about a saying that is attributed to the Buddhists. 3 simple ideas about how we might look back at our life or look at our life right now. 3 ideas. The value of our life is based on how much you loved, on how gently you lived, and on how gracefully you let go of things that were not meant for you. I feel pretty good about those first 2. At least I think I'm working on that job, but that 3rd one, it's hard for me to let go of things that really I know are not mine to do. You know, like living my children's lives for them. But when I remember these things, when I can breathe them in, when I can take time to sit with them and to ask myself these questions, when I can listen for beautiful voices, when I can listen for the music around me, when I can look at the stars at night and be astonished once again, then we have the chance of catching the shepherd's excitement and their joy. And if we bring that into our life, this next year will be different. Amen.